So you are on MBT Sky's Daily Read channel, and today is the 11th, and we are still in this energy of Saturn, right? And today, the overall energy is in the 11-2. So you're talking about that master number, that master intuitive number, that master spiritual number, that stay connected in the ethers number. The high frequency is in Jupiter, medium in Venus, and the low is over here in Pluto. So let's see what house Aries needs to stay intuitively tapped into today. Let's see. Up in the air, the Gemini, the Libra, the Aquarius, those houses is where Aries want to stay intuitively tapped in, and that's not a bad idea, you know, when you're dealing with the Aries sign. So I may throw some cards down on there real quick. Let me get my wheel because you know I like to use it. Alright, so anyway, Saturn. What is Saturn asking Aries to focus on today? Let's see. Honesty. It says, what the card says, I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. So, invest in that. Make that firm in the foundation, Aries. Be honest, okay? And sometimes you might have to be brutally honest, and there's nothing wrong with that. And no, you do not expect other people to be honest. And this is why you kind of follow your intuition when it comes to the communications area, okay? Because when you're dealing with the air, you're dealing with communication, okay? So, let's see what else comes down. Let me move these out the way. How about that? Alrighty. The good old 11-2. So let's see what Jupiter is talking about. And when you talk about Jupiter, you're talking about the house of Sagittarius. You talk about faith, belief, that kind of thing, right? They just trying to fly out of here. Talk about the 9th house. Philosophy, dreams, visions, faith, journeys, things of that nature. Alright, let's see. Alrighty, so here you got this good old Ace of Wands that comes up. So this is Sagittarius, Leo, Aries energy. This is creativity. This is opportunity. This is business. This is movement, right? This is passion. Alright. So let's see what else comes up. Five of Cups. And the High Priestess. Alrighty, so now this is still a discussion of tapping into the higher intuitive, being in the know, understanding certain things, right? There's you know, a necessary action that needs to take place with Aries, and this is about, in a higher frequency, letting go of particular emotional situations through tapping in a higher frequency, not getting, you know, frustrated. So in this high frequency, you are doing the work, making the moves, making an energy move, being creative, getting those super emotional things, and tapping into your higher frequency to stay stable and clear. Okay. And also, when you deal with the High Priestess, there may be some things that may be revealed, okay, in this higher frequency, maybe in concerns to spirituality, business, things of that nature, even family, okay, relationships, things of that nature. There may be some things that get revealed, and that's okay, right? We're going to see what's going on. But again, be honest in the communication. So if you are the Aries that has this particular type of information or knowledge, and you're revealing, or you call yourself revealing, you know, do it in honesty, okay? Anyway, let's look at the middle frequency, which speaks of Venus, right? And Venus rules over relationships, partnerships, enemies. It also rules over, that's the house of Libra, and then the house of Taurus, which talks about finances, possessions, values, and things of that nature, right? So your materials and your relationships, your dualities here. All right, so let's see what comes up. So you got the Wheel of Fortune. There goes that Jupiter energy right there. You have the Queen of Wands right here. and you also have the Eight of Wands right here. So pay attention to karmic cycles. Pay attention to luck and fortune, right? Things can change. In the middle frequency, the whole concept and idea is to keep this wheel of fortune in a positive position. When you're dealing with the Queen of Wands, you're also dealing with an Aries energy, regardless of the fact, right? And the Queen of Wands comes 20 degrees in Pisces and 20 degrees in Aries. So this is still ruled by Mars, right? From 331 to 420. All right, so at the end of the day, you see this Eight of Wands. There may be a feminine principle here in Aries that has some things in motion, and maybe we'll throw another card over here to see what's going on and what's in motion. All right, so let's see what else is going on. And she got her back turned towards the Wheel of Fortune, so we're gonna look at that also. So Aries, pay attention to your coins right now. Let me see what's going on down here in Pluto. Alright, yeah, so there may be some things that's not really clear coming in about finances right now. Alright. And this Lovers card, this is dealing with the House of Gemini here. This is air energy. Okay, so in this lower frequency, there may be some recklessness or looseness when it comes to dealing with the physical reality and dealing with possessions, but also a discussion of messages that may not be coming through, communications that may not be coming through in reference to money, finances, and materials, right? Outside of that, with this Seven of Wands here, it's a discussion of, in the lower frequency, one may feel like they have to stay away from everybody and everybody is against them. And in this lower frequency, also with this Lovers card, you have, the Lovers it speaks of twin flames. It speaks of strong partnerships, unions that's beyond the physical. This is a major arcana. And so there may be some separation here within a relationship or a partnership. Okay, a divine relationship and partnership. Now, let me just throw let me see something. And the feminine principle here is coming up as a fire sign, okay? And this wand is overhead. There's some actions and some movements, okay, that need to take place in the higher frequency. Outside of that, this not being able to kind of communicate and bring through conversation or messages in reference to the materials and finances. This, when you're dealing with the Queen of Wands can be a warm, loving, and very creative and very passionate individual, right? In this lower frequency, she's not connecting to her twin flame or to a partnership here, all right? In a lower frequency, she may not be around certain people for whatever reasons, feeling like they all against what she wants. This could definitely be a feminine energy, but also the masculines move through these energies also, right? And not getting the messages that they want because they're focused on something else. So let me see what else is going on in this high frequency. Which one wants to stay in? There may be a walking away also in the lower frequency. Alrighty. So in this higher frequency, outside of new opportunities in business and action and things like that, and getting over emotional attachments to certain things and really being tapped in intuitively, there may be some things again in this higher frequency that's taking place and being created and being stabilized in isolation, all right, away from other people. And that's in the higher frequency. It's about maintaining and preserving. Now, in the lower frequency, this would be a very stubborn and selfish energy. But in this case, this is something that's happening alone, in isolation, building, creating outside of everybody else, okay? Now, let me look and see what goes on over here real quick. With this Wheel of Fortune, okay, and the medium frequency, understand, Aries, that things can change. And you want to keep the Wheel of Fortune upright, okay? So let me see what's going on with this Queen of Wands got in motion right here. Okay, and if you notice, she's on the darker side of it. Not saying that that's a bad thing, but this is probably something that's in motion that's a little bit secret. And you notice this is a pattern here for today. It's a pattern here today. All right, so let's see. The Six of Wands. So, this is really about trying to change or maintain good fortune, good health, good wealth, being tapped in spiritually, trying to maintain good luck and good karma, right? And this is the energy that this particular Queen of Wands is continuously trying to put out there in her own energy, right? To be successful in the middle frequencies, especially when it comes to relationships, partnerships, business, money, finances, and things of that nature. And there's nothing wrong with that either. Okay, as long as it's about the building and not the destruction of everything around just to get it, right? Because sometimes when you look at it in a general deck, the Queen of Wands comes down with a little sneaky cat, even though cats are very intuitive also. And this is underlying water sign. Queen of Wands is fire water, okay? So this is about trying to stay in balance here, regardless of the fact. All right, so, and there's a lot of fire energy moving between the earth and the air right now. So let me see what's going down with this situation. Okay. The Seven of Pentacles. Alrighty. So, there may be this concept in the lower vibrations that things are not being received, even though work is being put in. Nothing is coming out of it. And yeah, it may, but it still requires consistency, right? Being consistent. If you're going up into this middle frequency, then you understand that the consistency, and usually, it taking time, and you may not see what you want to get out of it immediately. Does that stop you from gaining success? No, it won't. Okay, be patient. Have patience and continue what you're trying to do. Get that. This is an impatience right here. Be patient to get to this six of wands right here, and this will open up opportunity for you to continue to build and create in your own way. And it may not be according to what everybody else feels is necessary for the build, and that's okay. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, there may be some energy that's moving over the heads of a particular partnership or twin flame path. Okay, that's in motion already. Do not concern yourself, because right now, if this is a relationship and partnership, is not fully together, or it may be getting tampered with in some shape, form, or fashion. But this is through the ethers. It's just a nice little cycle that people go through. People go through these drastic changes, okay, and then rebuild and recreate according to how they need to. Follow your intuition if you're in your higher frequency. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? And down here, when you're dealing with this Seven of Wands, feeling like you have to be away from everybody and all of this other stuff, maybe so. And everybody is not going to be against you the way you think, all right? Or the way you feel about it. So get out your emotions, and this is with the higher frequency you're saying. Like, stay out your emotions. You don't have to be over emotional. And there's still more to look forward to. Tapping on a higher frequency to stay balanced. It's telling you that. Clear and simple, okay? Outside of that, certain messages that may not be coming through, maybe because you're not around, maybe because you're not a part of a particular situation right now, is all right. Understand you keeping your wheel of fortune in the upright position so that you can get into your Ace of Wands in your higher positions. And this is really a lot about your, wealth, karmic cycles, faith, and belief. Okay, in actions and motion and movement and opportunities that the universe will provide you, regardless of the fact. Okay, so let me see what this 11 and 2 is talking about outside of just the air signs and communication and balance and law and order and all the good stuff. Let me see. The Four Swords. Alrighty. So this Four Swords is coming down with this Aries. It's 11 and 2. There's a Aries energy here that's tapped into this 11 and 2 when in concerns of Gemini, Libra, Aquarius houses. Okay. And it's saying like fall back, relax, take some time to yourself, get some rest. Okay. There may also be somebody who feel like they are revealing something about something concerning Aries here. It may be an Aries that's in the know or feel like they in the know about something. Okay, in reference to some air signs. So let's see what else comes down. Let's see. Alrighty. So we have this Eight of Cups that comes up. And when you talk about the Eight of Cups, this is usually a temporary walking away from an emotional situation that may bring, usually one comes back into the situation regardless. This is really a discussion of in the know. Somebody walking away from an emotional situation because of something that maybe an Aries energy thought they were revealing to kind of cause turmoil and heartbreak. Okay? Aries, stay in your higher energies. Okay, stay out of. If you're gonna dive into 11 and 2, dive into 11 and 2 respectfully. Dive into 11 and 2 for positive things or actions. Okay, because what's going on here is a saying, be honest. Okay, Aries. What does this Aries energy need to be honest about? Yeah, so we have an Aries here. Be honest about how you manifesting, what you manifesting, and what are you manipulating. Are you manipulating energy while you tapping into the 11 and 2? Be honest, okay? What are you manipulating? What foundation are you trying to manifest in? Are you trying to manifest for the good of all? Or are you trying to manifest to violate and cause heartbreak, okay? Or cause a walking away, all right? So with that being said, it's important to do that. Now, meanwhile, back at the range, just to be in all fairness, like we're dealing with the Magician. So you're talking about Gemini energy. This is air energy, Mercury energy, all right? And so you're talking about mentality, expression, and communication, and some short trips, all right? So let's get this clear. This is definitely a good time for Aries to stay in a high energy, okay? What you communicating about, what you thinking about, what you putting out there. Are you going to fall back? Are you going to relax, Aries? Are you going to walk away from certain situations and things of that nature? Are you going to create heartbreak? Are you going to create somebody walking away from a situation? Are you being honest, Aries? When you tapping into the higher frequency, the High Priestess is about being honest and being fair and being in balance, right? Let me look at this wheel over here real quick in this middle frequency. Woo. Alright, we're gonna take these ones. Two of them came out, so we're gonna take these ones. Alright, and so what we have, the 5 of coins, the 6 of coins. Alright, so this is behind this particular Queen of Wands energy, where there's a cycle that takes place. Okay, and as you notice, between these two cards, you have 2 earths, 2 fire signs, loss and despair, right? Financially in the physical realm, and then the giving and sharing and doing things in balance. Cycle changes. You're in this Queen of Wands energy right now, this Aries energy, this water fire energy. Things could get a little bit confused and things might, be out there that's gonna, already in motion for success. This is the concept. But the person here has come from a whole lot of despair, loss, has experienced despair and loss, has experienced having to share, has experienced having to give to people who already got in secret. You understand what I'm saying? And so, the Wheel of Fortune will stay up and cycles change, and that allows things to go into motion, manifestations to go into motion, success to go into motion. So, Aries, if you are in that position where you've come in and you've experienced these certain things, understand that one does receive their blessings regardless, especially when you give into people and they are honest with you, right? So you still get your blessings later on, okay? You still get the access success, but you want to stay out this lower frequency, and you don't want to be in 11 and 2 doing low frequency shenanigans, okay? And it's just that simple. So let's see what else is going on here. I'm going to throw one more down. The Ten of Swords. Yeah, this is low frequency shenanigans, and this Aries energy, this 11 and 2 energy. This is, backstabbing, trying to end a particular. So this is a lot of air sitting here. Okay, this is creating a walking away. Okay, this is creating sometimes when you deal with the Four Swords, illnesses and things of that nature, heartbreak, backstabbing, ending certain things. Aries, please stay out that energy and get up here in this 3. Get up here in this 3 right now, okay? Because this is ridiculous. All right? Now, not all Aries, but there's some Aries that's playing wrong right now. Get out this energy. This energy, when you do stuff like that, okay, when you put out that kind of vibration out of spite, okay, you're wrong. This is letting me know that this is more so about someone manipulating, okay? This is a manipulative energy. And so today it's telling you, listen, stay up out of there, okay? Go up here. Because if you up here, you wouldn't have all of this going on right here. And this card of manipulation, okay, which could also be manifestation in a manipulative way, would not exist. It's telling you to be honest, okay, about who you manipulate and how you trying to manipulate. Don't do that. Stay out the lower frequencies, Aries, okay? Especially when the 11 and 2 is there. Follow your intuition in a balanced manner. That's why she came up here. Like, this right here is not it. This is not cutting it today, Aries, all right? So if that's the energy you in, you're dead wrong, okay? Bring it up here. Where it go, okay? This means in a high frequency spiritually and dealing with faith, you're not using this Ace of Wands. You're not using your wand to violate. You're not using your wand to create emotional despair. You're not using your hidden knowledge and secrets by yourself doing works in isolation to violate. You wouldn't be doing that if you were in this high frequency. You're just not going to do it, okay? So anyway, I will talk to y'all later. Be good. Please stay up out of this, okay? Stay out, okay? Stay out of low frequency, communicating about people, spreading rumors about people, putting things out there to make people walk away from people, being a backstabber, creating heartbreak and despair for people. Aries, stop that, okay? For those who are participating in it, okay? Just stop, all right? Anyway, smooches and deuces.